So guys, if you ever walked into a model home, especially lately, and you just notice the feeling that it feels so perfect in here, it's so gorgeous. I love the painting. I love the way the furniture's set up. I love the kitchen. Well, guys, guess what? I mean, it's meant to feel perfect. But at the end of the day, what's going on is you're being sold on a virtual reality that does not actually exist, at least for most homeowners. I'm not gonna say for all. So that's why what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down of way the sales company, the new construction home companies work with the model homes and how they're actually trying to get you emotionally tied to these homes to really go into a purchase. Because like when you look at buying, guys, it's always emotional. Good day, I'm Cody Posey. I'm a real estate agent with Pop By Realty here in the new Braunfels and greater San Antonio area. And what I like to do is I like to work with buyers to really help them make the decision to purchase the biggest asset that you'll ever purchase in your life. And look, guys, the first thing I ask you is like, if you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comments below. But also, if you'll do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button because as I really build upon this channel, I want to build upon what buyers are looking for as they come out here into Texas Hill Country. So, look, guys. Again, today what we're going to talk about is, like, first thing, if you haven't noticed, I'm in a different room. There is a reason for it because half of my living room furniture, it is stored in my normal filming area video. And reason being is because our new Braunfels girls soccer team is getting ready to go beat the hell out of Leander tomorrow night. So I am getting the opportunity to host the New Braunfels Unicorns, their girls soccer team here at my house. We're having smoked brisket, smoked turkey to really get them prepped up and get a lot of protein in their system, along with some carbs so they can go out there and they can beat Leander tomorrow. But really what we want to talk about is I want to talk to you today about the illusion that model homes really bring out to you. And it's not one specific new construction builder. It's every single one of them. I mean, that's their job. Because like when I was in sales, the one thing that my people at Power Home Remodeling, great group of people, of salespeople, they would always tell you that sales is emotional. It's like most of your buyers are always going to make an emotional decision. So what I like to do as a real estate agent, I try to do my best to take the emotion out of it because I see purchasing a big asset like a home, guys, it needs to be a business decision. So when you step in this model home, it has all these souped up qualities in there to really get you emotionally tied to the home. So when you look at it, when you look at model homes today, they're always going to have like the upscale floorings. They're going to have all the lighting you want, the doorknobs. They're going to have a painting scheme. It's going to be staged to perfection. But it's designed that way. Because their whole goal and overall is just to get you emotionally tied to that home so you'll be able to envision yourself and you can make that decision right then and there because they're going to try to put urgency with you because they're going to utilize the terms like, well, I only got so many lots left or I only have one more of these homes that are built. Guys, I go with new home buyers every single time and I hear the same story from every single builder. I don't care if you're Perry, Coventry Homes, I don't care if you're even Lennar or KB Homes, even at the entry-level home. Because all what they're really building you is an illusion. Because what I'll tell you is like what you're going to be seeing, it's not going to ever be the base price. It's going to be like the cost to get all those upgrades in. It's like the flooring, the cabinets, the countertop. There is going to be a cost in it. And that's their overall goal is to get you so emotionally tied to all the upgrades in the house. So you could picture yourself in there. So if you do sit down and purchase a house, they're going to want to upscale you for there. Every sales company does this to you. In fact, I mean, you'll see like even any type of exterior home companies that do any type of remodeling work, they may try to sell you for windows, but they're going to try to upsell you, maybe try to get a roof, gutters, and they're going to tell you that you need these things, which you may do. It really depends on the salesperson, but do you have to have it right then and there? That's going to be the question. So what ends up happening is that $350,000 home that you love, it's probably going to be $420,000 plus build when you actually match it. Because what you're not looking at is the price. What you're actually looking at is the upgraded version of the price. So guys, that's why when you look at everything, there is a base price versus reality with everything. And what that base price is going to be at the very low point, white walls, probably going to be carpet throughout the whole home. You're not going to get any blinds. Your countertops are going to be from mica. You're going to get the cheapest fan from Home Depot that you could possibly find. And that's going to be that $350,000 home at that very base price. Now, there's nothing wrong with that though either, because you can easily buy that at that base price and you can upgrade it too as well. But what they like to do, and a lot of home builders actually stopped this for a little bit. Now they've kind of went back to it because they know people like to choose for the house that they're going to live in. So they're going to take you up over to a design center. So one home builder that does actually a pretty good job at their design center, especially for one of the entry-level homes, is actually going to be KB Homes. And really what KB Homes does is like they'll talk to you at the base level, and then once you agree upon price, sign a contract, typically about 1 to 2 weeks after that, they'll take you to the design center so you can pick out what you want in your upgrades. Now, what typically goes on with that is they're going to give you a lot of money that they're willing to finance with the upgrade. If I'm not mistaken, when I purchased my house, it was like, I think it was 10%. So roughly about $20,000 of upgrade when I purchased this home 10 years ago. And I do live in a KB Homes, just to let you know. So they were only willing to finance up to that 10% beyond that. So some other things you have to take into thing is like you have the design center upgrades that you got to be careful of because it's easy to blow through the budget, but also lot premiums. Because when you look in hill country, lot premiums are one of the biggest thing that's out there. And you can look anywhere from like a starter home, a lot premium, and typically they're going to charge you a lot premium on every single lot that's out there. It's pretty stupid, and I know, right? I mean, comment below, I want to hear what you think on that. But it'll start anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000, and then you'll see some lot premiums reach up to anywhere between $40,000 or $80,000, especially like if you're getting a large green space behind you, if you're a corner lot dug into the cul-de-sac, anything that builder think is going to be in high demand. And then you take that lot premium and you factor in the upgrades. Anywhere it could be, let's say 10%, so anywhere from like $30,000 to $40,000. And all of a sudden what's going to happen is that $350,000 home, that can easily reach up to $390,000, $400,000, even $410,000. And now you've blown through your budget. And look, guys, I see this all the time. I mean, I've had my buyers that they give me a budget to work with. In fact, I had it happen on a closing recently where the buyer blew through the budget that he gave me before purchasing that home. Now that's okay, because like when I go back to you as a buyer, I'm going to give you a version of a cancellation script because I want to make sure that you're comfortable with the payments that you are going to have. Now, if you're budgeted for those payments, good on you. Go for it. Go purchase what you want. And that was in case of my buyer. He was good where his payments were. He had his job. He was going through promotions, and he had extra income on the back end that was always going to be a come. So it was really an easy decision for him, even though it wasn't the budget that he gave me, but that's okay. You just have to be ready for it. And that is my job as a real estate agent, is to make sure that you understand between like the principal, the interest, that's one thing, but what about the taxes, any type of HOA fees, but also the maintenance. And then there's always the insurance. The insurance here in Texas, that is very, very expensive. In fact, what I'll tell you, like my home is appraised for right now $310,000 here in New Braunfels. My insurance is $2,700 a year. And that's with me bundling everything that Patrick Mahomes could even imagine. So I just kind of tell you that because you really need to factor that into your payment, because you got to factor in, for me, it's like you're looking at $225 a month. So things that buyers also need to be aware of that they may not be is the builder incentives. So this is where I see real estates miss it the most, because what you see is builders are going to be offering buy downs anywhere from like 3-2-1, 2-1 buy downs, or they're going to offer cashback, closing incentives, whatever it may be. Now, what happens is what a lot of real estate agents don't explain very, very well is one of the big reasons why when you see new construction homes, why they are priced so much higher than existing homes, because they are baking in those buyer incentives. So when you look at a 3-2-1 buy down or a 2-1 buy down, guys, that's not cheap. So builders typically, for what their asking price is with a home, with the upgrades, with the lot premium, they can typically give you up to 6% back in incentives. And what that incentives can be utilized for, you can use it for your rate buy downs, you can use it for closing costs help, or you can just use it to just take that amount of price off the home. It just really doesn't matter. But what you need to be aware of, and you can always go out and get your lender, but I highly do not recommend it, because this is where like the new construction builders, they typically are going to be working with the lender that are giving them premium discounts on whether it be the rate buy downs, but most importantly the incentives that are going for your home. And if you don't use your lender, guys, you're not getting the incentive. So, but what is a good idea is to go out there and go ahead and get pre-qualified so you know what house that a lender would allow you to afford. So guys, what I tell you is, like, when you purchase a new construction home, you're not saving money. What you're doing is you're just shifting around where you pay for it, and that's where those incentives coming in, because you're paying a premium on that home, whether you think so or not, because your payment is a little bit lower than going paying $30,000 less because you're getting a lower interest rate because of that buy down. You're paying for that in the overall home price. So remember this, when you purchase a new construction home, you need to make sure that you plan to be in that home for at least 5 years right now. Because if you're not, you are taking a large risk, even out here in Hill Country, for that home, for you to be losing money if you didn't sell it. Because like when you factor in the equity, you also, when you sell it, you got to factor in any type of fees from title, real estate fees, so on and so forth. So 3 years is typically where they see the break-even point, but it's really 5 years to really start building equity in that house. So just remember all the builder's incentives. So when I work with buyers, something else I talk to them on is going to be the financing strategy with that. And we talked about the builder financing strategy, but when you look at resale, and this is where it depends on what type of loan that you have, you can take that type of incentive and you can build it into an existing home. And that's one of the strategies that I work with buyers right now. Let's say, like if you have an FHA loan or a VA loan, you can take 6% of seller concessions. I know that's correct on FHA, you have to correct me and go look that up on a VA loan. And you can put that to a seller concessions and you can use that to buy down the rates. Now, it's got to come in agreement between you and the seller, but instead of asking so much off the price, focus that so much more on the seller concessions. So one of the most important things when you look out here in Hill Country, it's going to be understanding the fact that land is going to matter more here than everywhere else. So, and really what I mean with that, and the reason why I want to talk to you about that, because when you look at new construction homes, especially out here in New Braunfels, you're going to find homes that are going to be on the east side of 35, which is what I call the tracks. They're typically going to run less here than what they are into the Hill Country side of New Braunfels, over there at the balcony heights and everything else across on hillside. The reason why is because, I mean, people move out here for the views, for the slopes, for the trees. They just move here for that Hill Country feel. So when I say that, because the other thing that really affects the price of a house is going to be the lot premium. And that can really swing hard, as we were talking about earlier. I mean, you can see lot premiums anywhere from $3,000 to $40,000 to $80,000 sometimes. But also when you look at a lot premium when you build, it's like, what type of view do they have? Do they have a Hill Country view? Do they have just a normal view? Do they have a green belt? Are you connected to a neighbor in the back? Because in Hill Country, you're not just buying a house. What you're buying, you're going to be buying the dirt that it sits on. And the best way I can explain this to is there is a neighborhood, and there are no more new construction neighborhood out there, but it's called Manor Creek out there. And in the gated portion of Manor Creek, those houses typically run $600,000 to $700,000. And it's not because the home itself is a $600,000 to $700,000 home, and they're good builds, don't get me wrong, but it's because they sit on a third of an acre. In that gated community, when you have a third of an acre and the type of build it is, that raises the price drastically versus if you were to put that on a lot in a different area. I mean, that would be anywhere between a $400,000 to $500,000 home. And that's a big difference when you look at it. But again, guys, as we close today, is like what I really want you to take away is like, when you walk into that model home and you go to look at the new construction communities, one, have a real estate agent with her. I don't care if it's me. I don't care who it is. Just make sure they have the expertise for that area. Make sure they understand what's going on. But also, do me this favor. Don't fall in love with that house. What I want you to do is look at the value and what your goals and your dreams are and how you're going to achieve those dreams. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like and subscribe button and share this with your friends who are looking to purchase new construction homes. And guys, if you have questions, reach out to me. All my information is in the description below, but comment to me or email me your questions and I will be glad to answer them. But most importantly, if you're thinking about that new construction home out here in Hill Country, guys, I will break down every single week so you don't make these $50,000 mistakes that I see a lot of consumers being. I love you guys. Again, if you need anything, reach out to me, comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.